At some point in our lives, we've all most likely seen the SPCA commercials on animal cruelty. These commercials are absolutely heartbreaking. To see what those animals went through and the effects they're still suffering from the abuse. No animal should have to go through that. I have watched many documentaries, shows, and read many articles on animal cruelty and abuse. In this speech, I will be talking about animal abuse and the effect on animals. And I'll talk about two forms of animal cruelty and animal rights laws. There are many forms of animal cruelty and abuse. Here are some main forms of it. These forms can include beating, neglect, hoarding, fighting, and many more. The first one I'm going to inform you about is dogfighting. Dogfighting is a major form of animal abuse. Dogfighting is when people gather and make dogs fight each other, most likely until one's dead. Most of these dogs are pit bulls or mixed. They place bet on dogs to make money. In an article by the ASPCA at ASPCA.org, they've done research and found evidence from underground dogfighting, fighting dogs entering shelters that suggest that the number of people involved in dogfighting is in the tens of thousands. These dogs should have to fight to the death just to make quick money. If the losing dog doesn't die, the dog's death is going to be dragged out and suffer. Dogfighting is one of the worst forms of animal cruelty. The Humane Society of the United States at humanesociety.org describes that as an inhumane blood sport where dogs who've been bred and conditioned to fight are placed in a pit to fight each other for spectator entertainment. These dogs don't have a choice to fight. Murphy! Murphy! Come! This is Murphy. He is a Staffy mix, and he's in the breed that would be chosen to fight often. I could never imagine making Murphy fight, and to be so awful to him. Dogs that are bred to fight are never allowed just to be what they are, dogs. They turn into sport. We need to stand up for these animals to get justice for them. The next form of animal abuse is a form of neglect. Animal hoarding is just like normal hoarding, except instead of hoarding objects, animals are hoarded. The Animal Legal Defense Fund at ALDF.org says that it's likely up to 250,000 animals are victims of hoarding every year. Animal hoarding is a very serious issue. The suffering and neglect animals that are hoarded can happen for many years, possible decades. Animals that are hoarded often are living in their own feces, they're not fed well, and they're often sick and often not fixed. These animals that are not fixed can continue breeding, creating more animals, making them sick from possible inbreeding. It is very hard to get real justice for animals that come from hoarding situations. There's often something wrong with the hoarder that causes them to hoard animals. According to PETA at PETA.org, experts on hoarding behavior believe hoarders are suffering from dementia, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and other mental health problems that may play a role in this behavior. Now that I've talked about two forms of animal cruelty and abuse, I'll be talking about animal rights laws. When animals are being abused and neglected, someone needs to stand up for them and defend them. They can often feel pain and gain trauma from it, just like humans can. We need to work together to get those who abuse animals held accountable for. Animal rights needs to be increased, or at least the offenders need to be brought to justice more. According to For All Animals at forallanimals.org, some police departments and prosecutor offices don't go after the animal abusers because they don't believe it's a serious crime or they lack resources to go after these people. This needs to change for the betterment of the animals and ourselves. Violence towards animals is linked to violence towards people. The Animal Legal Defense Fund has ranked all 50 U.S. states on their protection laws at ALF.org, number 1 being the best. In 2019, South Carolina was ranked number 42 on the list. There's no reason for that. I read through some of these protection laws we have in South Carolina. The one that bothered me the most is the one we have no laws about leaving a dog in a hot car. The one that bothered me, it's not just SC that has these laws. 20 other states have no laws on this. There is no reason for there not to be a law on this. This is ALDF.org. Now to go over what I've spoken about. As you can see, I've gone over major forms of animal abuse, dog fighting, and animal hoarding. I've also talked about animal rights and how people need to be held accountable for the cruelty and abuse. Then I talked about South Carolina's rank and animal protection laws. It wasn't good. An animal every day is being abused. We need to change that. All in all, we need to be a voice for animals. We need to make sure those who do wrong are held responsible. These animals cannot stand up for themselves. So someone needs to. Why can't it be us?